Yo, what up, everybody out there? You already know what time it is. You already know who it is. It's your boy Frank Vito. You know what I'm saying? And I'm back at it again with another one. Hey, but look though. So I was at work today, right? I want to talk to y'all, right? I want to talk to y'all about something. I just want to talk to y'all about something, you know? It's just like, fuck it. I'm at work today, right? And this song from MC Light pops in my head, right? Poor George, right? That shit pops in my head. Kiss the girls and make them cry. That shit is just in my head. So I'm like, fuck it. The song just pops in my head, right? And it's in my, and like, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about this song for like, I don't know, 20 minutes straight. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to play this shit on my phone, right? So I start to play the song. And my coworker, he's standing next to me and whatnot. So he's like, I remember that shit. I'm like, yeah, nigga, this shit hot, right? He said, yeah. So then I say to this nigga, what the fuck happened, right? Like, what? MC Light, right? She killed that shit. MC Light. Bars. Killing that shit, man. She killed that song. And so many other songs. So, like, after that song, after I listened to that shit, like, over and over and over and over, we start listening to other MC Light songs and then Queen Latifah songs, and we listening to Roxanne Shante. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was born in the late 80s, right? I'm in my 30s now, right? So I kind of grew up listening to MC Light, Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah. I'm just naming female MCs right now. Rod Digger, Lauryn Hill, and so many others like them, right? So we listening to the MC Light and the Queen Latifah and all of that, and so we get to talking, and so I asked this nigga, I say, yo, cause he in his 30s too, right? So I asked this nigga, I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened, right? I'm like, you had so many female artists, female rappers, female MCs at that time who had bars like they was rapping about real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like Queen Latifah, that UNITY, who you calling a bitch, right? And that song's pretty much like telling men don't disrespect women, telling women to respect themselves, don't call yourself a bitch, and don't act this way, and men don't treat women a certain way, and women should respect themselves, and this, that, and the third. Like, this is the message that women, female rappers were rapping about back in the day. You had MC Light, you had Queen Latifah, you had Roxanne Shante, like all of these, Missy Elliott, all of these female rappers who were like actually rapping about something, who were actually, you know what I mean? Like rapping about something. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? Because you got the female rappers today, all they rapping about is pussy, sex, WAP. Having sex for money. Throat goat. You know, they rapping about sucking dick. Taking it in the butt. Like sex, man. That's all they talking about is sex. And it's like more and more and more explicit, more foul. Like, yo, it's bananas. It is fucking crazy. And we get to talking about that like, yo, nigga, what happened? Like, you didn't have all these female rappers rapping like that. And I got to talking to this nigga, and I got to saying, like, you think about it, even like female artists like Foxy Brown, Eve from the Rough Riders, right? They wasn't even rapping about stuff like that. They wasn't just rapping about, they wasn't rapping about pussy and sex and having sex for money and, you know, like all of this crazy shit these women be rapping about. Like, what the fuck happened? What happened to the Queen Latifahs and the MC Lights and the Roxanne Shantays and the Missy Elliott's and the Rod Diggers, and you know what happened to them? Lauryn Hill. Like, Lauryn Hill was rapping about real shit. Like, they wasn't rapping about sex and pussy and having sex for money and sleeping with different multiple men and sucking dick and, you know, all of this WAP and crazy ass shit they be rapping about, bro. So I say to this nigga, I'm like, yo, when did this shit start? I didn't think about this shit. When did this shit start? Because this shit is fucking crazy. And it's all that's out here now. That's all that's out here is sex, 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 sex. That's all they rap about now. Nothing else. Sex. Pussy. Right? So I'm like, nigga, what the fuck happened? Like, who started this shit? When did this shit become cool? Who started it? I got to think about it. Oh, yo, was it Lil Kim? Did Lil Kim start this shit? Yo, I think Lil Kim did start this shit. So I'm thinking like, yo, who was the first who's the first female artist to be rapping like that? And I'm like, yo, I think it was Lil Kim, man. Lil Kim was the first one to be on that shit, rapping about all of that nasty, crazy shit, man. Like, yo, like slut shit, whore shit, like freak, nasty thought shit. Being a thought. It's like, that's like all women want to be thoughts and ratchets nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to be smart, educated women. They want to be thoughts and ratchets, right? And I'm like, who the fuck? Like, Lil Kim started this shit. It was Lil Kim first. And then you had the trainers and, you know what I mean? Then now you got the Nicki Minaj's and the Cardi B's and all of that, and the Megan Thee Stallion and all of these other female rappers, and all they rapping about is sex, 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 and they be talking about some of the most foul, most nasty, crazy shit. What the fuck happened? Lil Kim started this shit. So I tell this nigga, I'm like, yo, Lil Kim started this shit, right? He like, yeah. She was Biggie Smalls' artist, right? He like, yeah. Biggie Smalls was the one who told her that she need to rap like that and act like that and be like that, right? Like, yeah. Now the rap game all fucked up now, right? Like, yeah. Would it be safe to say, would it be safe to say that somehow Biggie Smalls is somehow responsible, somehow, some way, for the way the fucking rap game is today? Yo, fuck, I don't give a fuck what nobody say right there. I don't give a fuck what nobody say right now, man. Biggie Smalls was the one who made Lil Kim do that shit. Lil Kim made that shit cool or whatever the fuck. Now you got all these bitches out here doing this shit now. Lil Kim birthed that style, that way of rap. And Biggie Smalls was the one who told her to do it. Would it be safe to say that Biggie Smalls kind of like fucked the rap game up? Somewhat. Somewhat. But y'all be saying, look, man, I ain't gonna take nothing from Big. Big can rap. Lyrically, a fucking beast. That niggas on his albums, both of them. I listen to them shits quite often. Before these phones and shit, had all this music and stuff on it. Now I went and bought that CD twice. The Ready to Die, I bought it off the streets. You know what I'm saying? Then I went back to the mall and ended up buying that shit again from the store. And then I did the same thing with Life After Death, right? I had it back in the day. I had both those albums back in the day. When I was a kid, I had both of them on the tapes, right? So I ain't gonna front. I fuck with Biggie's music, man. That nigga, he nice with it, yo. Like he can rap. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. But back to what I was saying, he kind of like, in my opinion, like this is my opinion. I don't give a fuck nobody say, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna speak my mind. This is my opinion, but in my opinion, like yo, you can hold that nigga somewhat accountable for the way the rap game is, or at least on the female behalf. At least on the female behalf, you know what I'm saying? Because Lil Kim was his artist. He made Lil Kim do that shit, right? Lil Kim perfected that shit. Now you got all these bitches doing that shit, right? That shit crazy. So I would hold Biggie Smalls somewhat accountable for that shit. Also, this is one thing I don't like, bro. When you talk about GOATs, legends, the greatest rappers of all time, this, that, and the third. I can't really put Biggie Smalls in that category. Like, again, that nigga can rap. And if given some time, if he would have lived, you know, if he was still here today, given some time, yo, Biggie would have been a fucking animal in the motherfucking in the studio on the mic. That nigga would have been a motherfucking. He was a fucking, and that nigga was nice. So imagine this nigga with time, right? As time go on, he progressed, get better and better, sharpen his skills even more and more. Yo, I would have loved to hear, you know, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to hear Biggie Smalls still rapping today. I ain't even gonna front. The nigga was hot. But when we talk about legends and GOATs, what makes a legend? Numbers. For example, Michael Jordan is a legend. Wow. All the championships he's won, all the points he's put up. Everything that nigga done in the fucking NBA, yo, that nigga's a fucking legend. Not only that, when you think about this shit, right, when Michael Jordan was playing basketball for the Chicago Bulls, what made Mike a legend, not only the numbers that he put up while he played, but just by Michael Jordan playing basketball in Chicago, think about this shit. All these people coming from all over the United States, from all over the world to watch this nigga play, to watch Michael Jordan play basketball, right? So you got all these people paying money for hotels, paying money for food, paying money, rental cars, cabs, paying for the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Michael Jordan, he accumulating so much business, so much money, like the economy booming in Chicago just because Michael Jordan is there. That's a fucking legend. Numbers, right? I cannot put Biggie Smalls in that category because the nigga put out 2 albums. 2 albums. That doesn't make someone a legend. 2 albums, man. 2 albums. 2 albums is what he put out. 2 albums is what he put out. With 2 albums, you can't. With Elvis, look, with 2 albums, you cannot be a legend. Would Elvis be a legend today? With 2 albums? No. Would Michael Jackson be a legend with 2 albums? No. You know what I'm saying? Let's think of the greats, man. James Brown, with his genre of music, would he be a legend with 2 albums? No, he would not be a legend with 2 albums. Nobody would be a legend with 2 albums. But I'm going to tell you why Biggie Smalls is considered a legend. It ain't got nothing to do with the 2 albums that he put out. Because he only put out 2 fucking albums. 2 albums does not make you a legend. This is what makes you a legend. Numbers. Numbers don't fucking lie. The numbers you put up. This nigga right here, Tupac Shakur. This nigga right here, Tupac Shakur. Legend. Numbers don't lie. Let's think about this shit. Tupac Shakur locked up in jail with 1 video in the 90s. He wasn't even in the fucking video. Coolio was in the fucking video. The Video Temptations. 1 video. He had the #1 album in the country. Sold 5 mil in a month, 2 months. That's a fucking legend. On top of that, nigga he's in prison with the #1 album in the country. In prison. He gets out of jail, right? Puts out All Eyes on Me. Another #1 in the country, right? And then within the same, a double disc at that, it's a double album. Within the same year, puts out Machiavelli before his death, or right after his death, like a week after, whatever, but the project was finished, whatever. Another #1 album. Then, during death, and I'm gonna say supposedly death, because I don't even believe my man Pac is dead, yo. Like, on some real shit. I really don't fucking believe that shit. Like, when Pac supposedly died, even in death, supposedly, still putting out album after album after album after album, and these albums are #1 fucking albums. This is a fucking legend. Numbers don't fucking lie. Tupac Shakur was the highest selling artist forever until Eminem. And the only reason Eminem is the #1 selling artist today is because he's white. Like, because he's white, like, straight up. Like, we'll get into that on another day, you know what I'm saying? But like Pop, Jay-Z, still rapping at 50 years old, still hasn't outsold Pop yet. This supposed to be the #1 guy, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Hov, man. I love Hov, man. I love his music, y'all. I be bumping his albums and all of that shit too. Hov can spit. He's a fucking monster too. I think he's better now than what he was when he was young. On some real shit. But look, All I'm saying, man, is Biggie ain't no fucking legend, man. Like, in my opinion, he's not a legend with 2 albums, man. Numbers, numbers make you a legend. This nigga right here, Tupac, numbers make he's a legend. Like, straight the fuck up. And the reason, let me get back to what I was trying to say. The reason Biggie Smalls is considered a legend in the rap game, considered a GOAT, is because of Tupac. Straight the fuck up, because of the controversy he had with Tupac, the beef he had with Tupac putting out diss tracks on Biggie Smalls, speaking on him in interviews and all of that other shit that went on between them and the East Coast, West Coast beef. That's what made Biggie Smalls a legend. If it wasn't for that, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Tupac and Biggie Smalls never had beef. Never had any type of altercation, never had nothing, right? And let's say Biggie Smalls still died on the same day with 2 albums. Biggie Smalls would not be considered a legend. Let's say that again. If Biggie Smalls and Tupac never had beef, if they never had any type of altercations with one another, if Tupac never mentioned Biggie's name, never, ever, let's say they never met. If Tupac and Biggie Smalls never met one another, and let's say Biggie Smalls still became Biggie Smalls, still signed with Puff and this, that, and the third. Let's say everything still fell in place for Biggie Smalls. But let's say he still died on that same day, somehow, some way, whatever happened, car accident, whatever. Let's just say he still died that day. Would he be considered a legend with 2 albums? No. Not Elvis, not Michael Jackson. Nobody would be considered a legend with 2 fucking albums, man. Like, no. It wouldn't. No. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be. He's considered a legend because of Tupac. That's what makes Tupac the fucking GOAT. Because I had beef with this nigga. Now this nigga is a fucking legend with 2 albums. And even in supposedly death, this nigga was still putting out album after. He didn't even put out more albums dead than he did alive. That's a fucking legend. And was the #1 selling artist forever until Eminem took that spot a few years ago. But it took Eminem like 15 years of his career to even touch Tupac's numbers. Fucking legend, man. But look, man, the whole point to this, man, the rap game fucked up, man. The music is fucked up, and the shit that these females and shit rapping about and all of that shit, man, that shit is disgusting. I ain't even gonna front. And we as men need to stop supporting that shit. Because let's think about this shit. Let's keep this shit 100 before I close out. Y'all be on the Facebook and on the Instagram and watching these videos of the Cardi B's and the Nicki Minaj's and all of these bitches and doing all of this, showing they tits and ass and talking all of this crazy, explicit, sexual shit. Let's think about this shit for a second, man. We need to stop supporting that shit, stop liking these pics, stop trying to holler at these bitches when they looking like that. We need to stop giving that shit attention, stop feeding into that shit, man, because at the end of the day, you might see this shorty looking like that and you might approach her, holler at her, whatever. One thing lead to another. Y'all might end up in a relationship with one another. But then when she steps out looking like that, you get mad at her. And then she says to you, well, you didn't have a problem with me looking like this when we met. And then she out here acting a certain way or getting all this attention and she's liking it and you getting mad. That's what I'm saying, man. We need to stop. Fuck it, man. Fuck being politically correct. Stop feeding into these fucking whores and giving these bitches attention when they doing that shit. A woman can be beautiful and sexy without showing all of herself. Think about this shit. You ever been to court? Or been to the bank? Or church? Let's think of other places. Places like that where a woman has to be presentable, professional. Court, for example, or the bank and church. They're the top three. When you can go to the bank and you see this woman, or you go in the court and you see this lawyer, female lawyer dressed up in her dress and high heels and nails, hair done, got a little jewelry on it. She looking good. You like, damn, look at her and fully dressed. Fully dressed. Those are the women in the pics and everything else that we need to be liking or supporting. If you see a woman fully dressed up but still sexy, like that pic. The one that's butt naked or showing herself, man, they just want attention, man. Don't even support that. I'm just saying, man. These women, y'all can be beautiful and sexy, fully clothed. Look, what's fully clothed, fully dressed, do it the right way. You can still be fucking sexy. I love a woman with a good head on her shoulders. That ain't no freak, ain't no slut. If you're gonna be a freak, you be a freak for your man and your man only, nobody else. Not for the community. Entertaining all these guys, this, that, and the third, man. Look. The rap game fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, yo. The music crazy. The way the women rapping and shit, and then like it's glorified and glamorized and all of this and that, man. It's just, it's fucked up. And we as men we need to get our power back, because right now the women is dominating shit. And we letting it happen. Men be men. Because the rap game is all fucked up now, man. And a lot of shit fucked up, yo. I'm high, I'm fucked up right now, but you know, I'm just talking or whatever. So fuck this shit, man. I'm about to just sign out. And, you know what I mean? I've been just talking for a minute. But look, y'all niggas out there be easy. It's your boy Frank Vito. I'm out this bitch.